The first session I thought was a real curate's egg. Lots of mistakes. That two-frame
An
purple...
inspirational couple of frames from Mark Williams. It just shows that it is still in the tank, it is still in there, and who knows, we could see plenty more of that tonight. So much at stake. What an...
It's a night that neither player will forget.
Didn't get all that close to it.
Best in the business.
Yeah, again, he was absolutely perfect there, and he's just ran out of position, trying to judge the cannon.
Chatram 6.
Seeing them just basically not missing, regardless of the situation. It's quite nice in a strange way, just to know that they are human and they can still make mistakes. And they just produce unbelievable snooker. It's not always that easy. This is a very tough game. And whoever wins this game tonight, and with it the tournament, will...
Subdued first session and then an unforgettable second. I've also seen
Foul and a miss. Chatram 4.
With not enough pace on that cue ball, but just no value in having it back. He can play the same shot. Try and get that cue ball back behind the green.
this is the occasion.
I think the break after 8 frames came at a good time for both players, really. You know, perfect frames from Mark Williams, and then just a pinch the last. I think it's a fair reflection on the scoreline, and I think, as I say, they'll both be happy with to get out of there, basically, settle themselves down, get out of the venue, chill out for a couple of hours. You know, these guys have put a lot of effort, a lot of energy into this tournament through deciding frames to arrive here for the title match.
But if you can get in behind the green here, nice and snug.
Chatram 1.
Of options to try and rest on. He play the thin edge, so he may just be dumping the cue ball on this cushion. Needs to be careful not to push the red on. Now this red is potable to left.
One.
Oh, that's a nice flick on the brown. You'll take that all day long. So first real good chance now falls to Judd Trump. Big first frame this, particularly for Mark Williams. Doesn't want to be sat there watching Judd at the table, 5-3 down.
Trump any real harm.
Shot run 5.
But then that red goes astray.
One. Seven. $15.
Pot without needing any cannons, and as he pops one it may just release another.
$23.
Williams didn't take advantage.
That one in the middle feels it's too tight.
30.
Tough pot with barely any angle.
$36.
Just making sure he keeps control of the table for the time being.
Mark Williams, 36.
Perhaps thought you could see, so bit of a misjudgment from Judd. Oh, lovely struck shot from Mark Williams. Out.
Four.
Being perfect, so needs to play one good positional shot here. Yeah, this looks good. In fact,
7.
he had a great season last year, but so long. 1992 he first got onto the tour. He'll have never won a single prize bigger than to him. You know, he plays it down at times, but my goodness me, he wants to get his hands on that trophy. Make no mistake.
That was frame ball.
$23.
Yes, this would be the biggest payday on. The biggest check for Williams so far, £425,000 for winning the World Championship in 2018. The third time he got his name engraved
32.
on the famous trophy. So Williams wants to win this one to get back onto level terms for the first time since 1-1.
Yes, he can. Well, he's lost the cue ball a fraction. It's not going to pull up in time. The time. Well, he was straight enough on the green. I thought perhaps he... Oh, how well has he hit that?
5.
Brilliant. Pot's to right corner. He may be okay if it doesn't. There's some problem solving to be done.
$10. 16. $24.
Seen him refuse this type of shot a number of times this week, but not now. How's his luck? Well, he is on a red to right corner.
Yeah, one of those where he wasn't ideal, but he couldn't complain.
And again, landed perfect on the blue to play the same shot, but he...
Chetram, 35.
King event wins for Judd. His all-round game has improved no end. We all know how good he is in the scoring department, but his safety
Foul,
play
and a miss. Chetram, 4.
and the moves he makes on
Foul, and a miss. Chetram, 4.
Fractionally short of pay.
well, what a...
I like it more than Judd Trump. Well, they say, don't they, if you're in trouble, pot your way out of it. What an extreme example. But Trump's relieved. It's only cost him a frame-winning break there and then.
1.
What can only be described as a sitter in comparison to the one he knocked him previous.
$7.
And it's moments like that in big match.
Thank you.
Possibly thinking, what have I done to deserve this? And then 2 shots later, he's back at the table with a chance to win the frame. He has to reset, has to refocus. He knows this is a big moment. He'll want to do
a little more distance between cue ball and red you would like.
20.
Test passed.
$27.
This frame following the same pattern as the first of the evening. Trump winning it in a couple of scoring visits. Williams did the same to open the session.
Chetram, 33. And the frame.
Judd Trump. Trump edging ever closer. But he knows from personal experience.
Well, where's this cue ball? Oh, he's okay. Full attention to the pot. But it's a big shot. But that tends to be finding its destination. Mark Williams now with a good chance.
5.
Against them and made things awkward. Although Williams does have this red to middle. He did well from a potting point of view, but as you can see from the overhead cap,
Chip away at the reds rather than going into them. to some degree you do rely on a little bit of good fortune.
70.
Sometimes the balls can dictate the style. Mark can play the little cannon to the red directly above the black now. And that just opened things up.
$20. $41.
Yeah, that's okay. Red to mid. Judd Trump is in this little patch of relentless winning. Was relatively untested. He's just been blank. Possible chance of a third century as well.
$72.
Scoring campaign.
78.
This match. He's done all the heavy scoring,
86.
Mark Williams, and yet he still trails. What has he got to do?
$94.
He knows the value of money. And he knows motivation. Of the snooker tree. He started this tournament 9th in the world rankings. He's guaranteed at worst a formidable Judd Trump. Generally formidable, but I must say, not so today. Another whole...
Mark Williams won.
It's more positive for me currently, and yet Judd Trump still has the lead in this match. It just shows that doing little spells of damage to this Trump. Very good in all departments. It would not be a surprise to just see him go on a couple of frames spell of
normally if we're near enough. Now,
just left the door slightly ajar for Mark Williams.
One.
These last couple of frames. And it's now up to him to try and do the damage.
Nine.
And again, just able to play a little delicate holding cannon into the pack of reds.
70.
play to a conclusion. So if they aren't already feeling it after that little better today, who handles it better right now? That's all that matters.
To be a little too risky.
33.
And when you've got an alternative, why not?
He knew exactly where the first red was going to go. It was just going to move out the way of the path of the cue ball. Perfect interval. If Mark wins this frame, it'll still be level game. He probably won't feel like it, but he's missed the red. Well,
Williams 46.
In the match.
Thank you.
No matter which one, just get them slightly open. That will do.
No.
Potting, we can see there. Located
15.
next to the right-hand side cushion. That's a problem.
23.
Starts for Judd Trump. Drop this red in on the black to get over to that red on the side cush.
29.
It's going to be removed in a safety manner.
Judd Trump 36.
Well, temporarily.
Or a shot at the red to left corner. That's why he's gone at pace.
Like everyone here appreciating that one. It was silky cueing. Needs a bounce here, mind you.
3.
It was only marginal.
Just got to guide the red in. That's why he played it at pace.
4.
Meant holding on the yellow was a little easier.
10.
Do. Judd Trump needs one snooker. Williams wants to see the back of the brown. You know, we started out here 8 days ago playing best of sevens. After the interval, that's what it's going to be. A best of 7 for £500,000.
Mark Williams 17.
Entries, he needed 3. His highest break is 66 today. Surely he's not going to win if that doesn't change. Mark Williams has had 3 centuries. And of course, he's fought back from 4-1 down.
But Mark Williams has just found a gear from nowhere, really. He's really stepped it up this evening. He's
In
clocked.
frame 2, he just had nothing at all. And then those back-to-back total clearances changed everything.
Five.
The Masters final in 2023 they play. You know, a possible 7 frames to play here. A lot can happen yet.
But you're absolutely right, Dave. If simple as that. It's snap your hand right to the bottom of the tour. You have to score now. That's the modern game. You can't get away with just come unstuck. And Mark Williams is certainly doing all the heavy scoring at the moment. From his cue ball. No, he just wasn't quite able to avoid the contact to the red initially, but it's worked. And then, yeah, played it at a much more controlled pace this 3.5 minutes, and already it's looking like Mark may have done enough 41. Here to can take.
Trump's got to make breaks. He can't make them from his seat. That's the thing about snooker, you know, you can't know how your opponent's going to feel, but Mark Williams having won the opening frame.
He made a very
54.
honest comment, Mark Williams. He's dominating the sport at the minute. If he plays his best, he beats him. But Mark did say if he level this evening, there is no question.
62.
Yeah, this black. Just checking that. So just 5 minutes this frame for Mark Williams to get to the point. Very nervy last frame this afternoon. He's only won one since then.
70.
Well, the red stays out, so it's not a century, but 76. He was always a great traveller, Williams, in his younger years. He won well. Another one more recently in China. There's never been a problem getting on a plane for Mark Williams. This is not plain sailing for Trump, though.
The Judd's level has dropped, but that is partly down to the fact that Mark Williams is putting him under a lot of pressure. In these long session matches, you often find in games
Seven.
Look, it may not be.
$15.
I mean, I grew up watching Mark Williams on the He's still very much operating in the same fashion. It really is an absolute privilege to watch him play. I mean, Dave, there really isn't many better sights in the game than an in-stroke Mark Williams.
To raise the bridge hand. Yeah, not easy.
They have to try and power it through the reds. Oh, he's able to just glance off them. That's a really well played shot.
So, chance for Trump. He's got to start taking them. He's got to start scoring if he's going to compete in the final moments of this.
More he's winning. He likes that challenge. Well, he's certainly got a challenge.
Who is it? And not playing at all good, but he found something then. It wasn't consistent. But including that
15.
event, and it's less than relentless in that period. Just picking up trophy after trophy, treating every tournament the same.
22.
Good contributions so far. It's important that
30.
Judd remains, keeps his intensity there.
$38. $46.
In the earlier part of the match, that was back in frame 4.
And for these last 4 frames,
54.
now that would be ambitious.
Won't need that brown, of course, on the side cushion.
Yeah, he's played that one very nicely again to make. As so many of the top players
60.
do, none more than this man, the world. They have to take it. And it's one thing thinking that way. It's another thing actually will make sure that Mark Williams does not come back to the table.
Just at the right moment. This is his highest break of the whole day. He'd love a century, but the main thing is he's just stopped the Williams.
Hello.
It's the easy blue. A much needed frame win.
I quite like to see that from both players when that frame was going absolutely nowhere really. Another superb long red from Willow. He has definitely found his game from range. He mentioned last night about his eyesight and that he's just picking right. He's seeing 3 balls when he gets down to the long ones. Well, he's picking one.
$7.
It's about
14.
Now, if he gets rid of this red to the pack of reds,
22.
on the red go up for the blue and then into them. I think that's what he's decided. He lost the cue ball.
30.
The odds are definitely in his favour now. Right at the top. Well, he's gone the delicate approach into the left side, and now he's... Well, it's been a little bit of a theme
Mark Williams,
this week.
35.
Mark not going full-blooded into the pack.
Well, massively overcuts the brown.
Mark Williams, 1.
Well, it looked almost impossible to overcut that brown from where it was. I mean, the red was brown.
Green ball.
So just settling for the snooker here.
691.
Well, he didn't get behind the green, but he's got...
Frames with breaks, but we've also had a lot of frames like this, quite disjointed. Just raising the stakes.
1.
Bred far and wide. Surely he would land on a red here.
Famous last words, Dave.
5.
Oh, this red just about cuts up. Yeah, that's a good pot. There was pressure on that.
6.
Because of how the reds are spread. For Judd Trump. 2 cushions out for the red nearest the blue.
It's all about control now. We saw that lovely... Said something once, he said
10.
he played snooker a long time before he did this, but the white can get into awkward areas if you're not keeping control. But if you can, just...
If this was 0-0, Judd just cracks on with it and mops these up with ease, but 7 each in a major ranking final. Look for problems.
$24.
Felt he had no other option but to try and pot his way out of trouble. Can't blame him for that. He's trying to win at the end.
31. $39.
It's been thrilling viewing. It's not been the highest quality all the way through. It doesn't have to be exciting. We've had, of course, some big breaks, particularly from Williams at this visit. Oh, that just wriggled in. That was a nervy one.
47.
He hit that. But he's managed to recover nicely, Judd Trump. That brown was a little more... And it was never going to be straight. Well, he's gone direct off one. He's got a little bit too much check on the cue ball.
56.
Oh, how do you like?
Brilliant shot from Trump. He could put everything into the pot. Okay, he can actually pot this blue. And it's going in, I think. Yep. Well, every credit. This has been a great visit. His will to win, Judd Trump, cannot be doubted. He's not played at the top of his game today, but as the pink flies off the table, Judd Trump moves in front.
Gone.
A seesaw battle here in Riyadh. Mark Williams is looking at the scoreboard.
Williams 6.
24 in it, so 2 snookers. That was a bit of a rush of blood, wasn't it? But it's 2 snookers needed. Williams just checking that.
There's a cue ball gone. In the pocket?
I think
No.
Olivia, Mark Williams before now has sort of put that in his own pocket, but not on this occasion. As you went in, I think Olivia was looking for the pink sort of behind Judd's chair. He didn't realise. Anyway, 2 snookers needed. Very rare you would see a frame one like this, but let's see. What about that brown though, Stephen? I mean, you know, in any stage of final.
Just a wonderful pot, an unbelievable pot, really. You know,
Foul.
similar to that one.
2.6.
Yeah, it was a tall order. The pendulum of pressure swings back towards him. I think if Trump wins the final, wins.
One.
Well, what about this for a shot? Yeah, he's been very pass. Yeah, it did do. Great shot.
7.
From being in prime position. Oh, that's just so good. I mean, he just...
14.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter what's happened in the final. As I say, big frame for him to stop Trump getting to his first meeting was in the Bahrain Championship 2008, but it was actually in pre-qualifying in Prestatyn,
22.
which is in North Wales as opposed to the Middle East.
That's where the proper snooker players were made. Yeah, Mark clocked Judd Trump way back then. Here they are, contesting this huge
30.
event in Riyadh. And it looks like
36.
Williams, though, is a master, isn't he, at potting these tough balls at the start.
clicking on and noticing the bad run. Mark there gesticulating the number 4. 4 times I've been into the pack and 4 times I've not landed. Snooker players don't, particularly from the black as he was. It would have been a brilliant shot to have landed on a red. He'll chalk that one up.
Oh, he's caught that red very thin. Well, he's been a bit fortunate, I think. Battle here as well. Well, in fact, he could see the pot here. Terrific pot as well. Times going into them, not getting on one.
And you can feel his pain as well, because he played a couple of balls just haven't worked out in your favour. And then a few shots later, you're watching your opponent at the table with the chance that could have been yours. No.
Second ranking final this season. It's going to the jaw and staying out. Wow.
He felt he was comfortable enough to play the shot. What a time to make a mistake like that now. Mark Williams all of a sudden leveled things up once again. And you still cannot pick a winner.
9. 17.
Just take his medicine. Now just pop the red. May see him take it to the corner instead to avoid that.
If there's a big shot to play, he won't back away, and invariably he'll get it. And there's another one. That's frame ball. 8 all. Possible 3 frames left of this engrossing. It really is punch and counter punch now. The odd shot making a difference. The misread from Trump in this frame.
The line in Mark's brilliant awareness out there in the arena. Realised that taking that red to middle, although it was probably a percentage shot, fully committed and knocked it in just 41. As he always does.
$48. 49.
Well, we said when they came back at the interval, he's not going anywhere. This whole event, remember, we came out with 144 players. This whole event could yet come down to a decider. As it is, there's only a possible 3 frames. Just because they've won all that silverware between them, they don't desperately want to add this one. And, of course, the huge first prize. And also the press.
Another one to just add to the collection. The highlight reel is just full of Mark Williams long pots this match. Follows it up with a beautiful shot and back to middle. That on at this stage of a match, leaving everything.
9.
This game, play the same way you would play. Come on. They're playing for £500,000. Unbelievable. Yes, there's been mistakes.
17.
Allow that. It's a very tough game with very big stakes. His way into the start of this frame.
25.
I think it's 6-2, sort of 10-4 to Trump. That's not how it's panned out, because Williams, of course, stepped in with a couple of centuries. If you can get the reds open to win the frame in one visit.
Maybe just top this round 2 for red to the middle pocket. Well, he was okay for one cushion. And now
41.
time. Surely this one. Oh, where's the red going? Oh, he's okay. And then who knows what could happen.
chose to go in. Big opportunity to get within one of victory.
And that time it did land perfect. And that time it did pay off.
53.
Well, he said it was his ambition to stay in the top. He's not eking out results. He won 2 big events last season, the British Open and Tour Championship. And he's moved. He would go to 4th in the rankings. In my top 16, he'd be in the top 4.
61.
Or class from Mark Williams. Particularly when the old ticker will be going. Don't worry about that. The nerves are there, you can see it.
69.
Well, with the shaved head to go into the Reds, bit of a risk, but he landed on a colour and has surely done enough. Then it's a dream finish for the audience. It would be a decider.
75. $83.
So Trump just having to compose himself and think about the next frame.
$89.
Morning that he arrived, because he arrived a bit late because the top 16 came in late. And he said, oh, delighted to be here. He said, the only problem is I'm going to have to get... Because he's been pretty handy with it, hasn't he? This black for
96.
another century's 4th birthday. What a remarkable player.
$104.
And what a chore it must have played brilliantly. An absolute privilege to watch all this whole event unfold. And it's going to be one away from the trophy and the prize.
113.
Yeah, this is his 15th century of the season. You know, Trump's had 17, but Mark Williams keeping pace.
116.
His wife Joanne in the players' room has been obviously
120.
watching nervously all day. She's been in this position many times before.
125.
Another wonderful break.
121.
It's going to be with the black another total clearance. Quite simply in the last.
This by far the biggest break-off of the match as well. Yeah, that's okay for Mark. So how is Mark Williams going to bully his way into giving himself a chance in this frame? What a time to improvise.
Well, who else would play it like that and play it so well? Play it so well like that.
That gets him in. Well, he made sure to play it with a trace of side to avoid any traffic down this end, put more emphasis on his cue. one's gone close to the right corner, and now he needs help, and he's not got it, so for Judd. Black is available, although he would have liked to have been much straighter on it than that.
Hands early here in this frame to get us towards that. Middle of the pocket.
9.
We've not had a decider.
Well, that's a complete miss hit from Judd. He was trying to power that pinch a bit. But that's just what he does. He knocks those difficult ones in caged in. Can he find a way out?
In the match, but if ever there was a time to produce your best, it's now. And the closing stages, loves winning is because he hates losing. To get us to 9 each. And what reward that is for everyone involved in organising this. It's run incredibly smoothly. It's got to be said. There's been a really nice atmosphere in the players' room and all around the venue.
$39.
As he pots it, releases another.
45.
Mark, he was more concerned over the red going towards left corner.
53.
I'm sure he never gave any consideration.
Finals with the big money and the prestige and everything at stake, the pride of performance.
61.
One of the reasons is they're just great players. It's going to be 9 each, and we're going to be going to a decider. Again. Here we go then. This for 9 all. Well, in fact, to make sure... Crowd loving it.
75.
Well, what a time Mark Williams has done all the heavy scoring so far in this match. Welcome back, Judd Trump.
I'll get to the 1,000 now. That can all wait. That can all wait
84.
because there's a small matter of $500,000. What a match it's turned into. Every credit to both players.
Incredible. We wonder how they're stood up out there. It's a good job we're sat down.
Well, no century, but a valuable 19. Mark Williams and Judd Trump. There's going to be a handshake. Great spirit, great atmosphere, great prize on the line. Who's going to prevail? The break-off shot from Judd Trump is massive. We've seen Mark Williams knock all sorts of balls in from distance. Here we go then. Last frame to decide it.
You're right. Possibly the biggest break-off of Judd Trump's career in terms of...
As well, trying to get in, not backing away from the big shots. And there's another big shot from Mark Williams. How many great reds from distance has he knocked in? First chance then, the Welshman.
Well, he has not shied away at all day. He just keeps knocking on that door, Mark Williams. Will it finally open? Is this the one? What an opening red.
$7.
You can try and drop on the red above the black. If you can get high, you can move that red away from the black.
19.
Well, he's got the chance. Yeah, that's why he's chosen against it. A little bit of distance between the pink and the main cluster.
$25.
And the Williams one was at a best of 7.
Hold on to your hats for this one. Hold on to your hats. What an effort that is from Mark Williams. Oh, another brilliant shot.
Well, still going to have to do a bit more work yet, but he's building a nice lead.
39.
He just refuses.
Well, the late Ray Reardon hailed from Tredegar. For some, it's been an escape.
47.
Mark Williams has made full use of his talents, the opportunities. But what he's doing this late into his career, at this level,
Here is just pure brilliance. It's as simple as that. One of the very greats of our game. Still very much at the very top of his game.
Black to lead by 62 with 75 on. Another red and a colour. If this goes in, is he going to win the decide? No, not there, not there, and not over. He would have been on the black, and the match would have been over.
So close. He tried to steer it in all the way, and he just couldn't quite wriggle it in off that jaw. Back, red to left middle. Oh, what a pot that is, Judd Trump.
With the sheer skill, he has a chance to get back into this frame. A frame that we're going to go right down to the wire. Never mind a decider. This could come down to the last few balls.
I mean, if he misses that red to middle, it's done. What a fighter.
17.
They're both champion. This punch and counter punch snooker, always trying to win the frames, always trying to get in with the aggressive shot.
What a shot again. Took a second there to just steady himself, make the correct decision. It was a gamble to play the cannon from the red. But what a gamble that was. They've opened perfect. Dave, surely not. Surely not.
31.
We've seen some clearances, haven't we, in recent times. Mark Williams himself against Tom Ford at the Tour Championship. John Higgins against Mark Allen at the Crucible. Can Judd Trump complete one here to get his hands on the trophy?
Thank you. 32.
How must he be feeling? What an unbelievable match this has been, and what an unbelievable ending we have got. He's got the 6 remaining colours for the title.
47.
Yes, and you can talk about the money, and you can talk about going past Steve Davis on the list of ranking winners, but just the achievement of making a break like this under the pressure
50.
is what will be, right now, the most satisfying if he can put these away.
54.
The first ranking event in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's looking like a very familiar winner. If he can just hold his nerve for a couple more shots. Everyone nervous. Everyone on the edge of their seats. This whole tournament is coming down to the black. Mark Williams had his chance. He missed a red. Judd Trump stepped in. This relentless winner, this extraordinary champion, has the black for victory. What a break to win it. Judd Trump rules in Riyadh. He wins the first staging of the Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters.